Hey YouTube, it's ICU and welcome to the 186th episode of Best Tech Info and Rumors. Alright, and before we begin, I just wanted to say that I have a lot to discuss in today's episode, and I'm going to try to do it in a more condensed manner. So first up, WWDC, or Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference 2014, was announced, and in the past, the event has always played host to Apple's next major mobile operating system installment. So this year during the conference, we'll likely see iOS 8 both revealed and released to developers. Now the conference will be held in San Francisco from June 2nd to the 6th, and as most jailbreakers are already aware at this point, Apple's somewhat recent release of iOS 7.1 patched a number of vulnerabilities exploited by the Evasion 7 Untethered utility, effectively forcing those who regrettably updated out of their jailbroken state. And without a new jailbreak in sight until now, the evaders will set their sights on the upcoming iOS 8 firmware. Now, I have received numerous questions pertaining to why the evaders won't simply release a jailbreak for 7.1, and while that's a good question, I have answered it before, but I'll quickly tackle it now. Essentially, the evaders aren't interested in jailbreaking 7.1 as it's too minor of a release to warrant the use of valuable and precious exploits that could otherwise be saved to jailbreak both iOS 8 and Apple's next round of iDevices. Now back to the event itself, Apple announced that instead of selling tickets for the conference, as with years past, the company is holding a lottery in which registered iOS and Mac developers can enter their account for random consideration if chosen to partake in the event and witness iOS 8's unveiling firsthand. Developers will be required to purchase a ticket for an obscenely high price of $1,599 US, identical to both last year's and 2012's ticket prices. So looking to the future, we know for a fact that new untethered jailbreak tools will certainly be developed for iOS 8, as was the case with the iOS 7 Evasion 7 jailbreak after Apple patched the original Evasion jailbreak with the release of 6.1.3. It's not a matter of if it will be released at this point, but when. And with competition heating up in the mobile arena and with consumers constantly looking for new innovations, this year's WWDC will likely be one to remember. So just be sure to stay tuned for complete coverage. Of course, like with years past, I will have live details as the event is underway. Now, moving on to the iPhone 6. A few days ago, on the 31st, a new set of images of what is reportedly the rear housing for Apple's next generation iPhone 6 were leaked and began making its way across numerous blogs and sites. Now, claimed to have originated from Foxconn, one of Apple's primary manufacturing partners, the new images showcase a slim and apparently all-metal design with a jutting camera lens, much like that of the iPod Touches. Now, while the device also appears to be taller and possibly wider than the iPhone 5S, it's near impossible to gauge the size and measurements of the new chassis in spite of the image that features numberless schematics. Now, if you want additional details on this latest leak, I did create an in-depth video, which I will have linked to below. And moving on, with Samsung's Galaxy S5 flagship Android smartphone scheduled to be released on April 11th, I was able to get my hands on one early, and I did create a couple videos on the device, the first of which is a comparison between the fingerprint scanner found on the new Galaxy S5 and the Touch ID sensor on the iPhone 5S. So if you're interested in that and you have yet to watch it, I highly recommend doing so, as the fingerprint scanners on both devices are fundamentally different. Now, the second video, I actually did a series of drop tests on the S5, and because it held up so well, I actually ran over it with a Tesla Model S. Now, in that video, I also mentioned that the Galaxy S5 is currently one of my favorite Android phones on the market, and I didn't create the video as part of a sponsorship, but purely because I was interested in the topic and I heard rumors that the S5 could withstand being run over by a full-sized car. So in that video, I decided to tackle that rumor with a car that has a curb weight much higher than that of an average car or SUV. I also announced that I was holding a new Samsung Galaxy S5 giveaway. To gain entries, again, just be sure to click on the links found below. Now, a few days ago, Amazon announced that their new Fire TV set-top box would go on sale. The device is actually powered by 2 GB of RAM and a quad-core processor. It also features Bluetooth and a voice-controlled remote in which you can actually search for various titles that you're interested in watching. Now, this is obviously to compete with other companies currently in the space like Apple, Roku, and Google with their Chromecast, and I'll actually discuss that more in just a second. But first, I actually did order the Amazon Fire TV, but because of the Galaxy S5 and the videos I created surrounding it, I didn't have time to do a dedicated unboxing video, so let's go ahead and quickly unbox it now. First of all, the box itself is fairly simplistic, and opening it up, you'll find the Fire TV itself sitting on top, much like the Apple TV, except slightly bigger in dimensions. Now, beyond the Fire TV itself, you'll find a quick start start guide, the remote to control it with its surprisingly cool voice feature that allows you to search for various titles, a power adapter, and 2 AAA batteries to obviously power the remote. Now, as for the device itself and its quality, again, it's powered by a quad-core processor. It has a price tag of $99 US, so that's incredibly surprising, and it's almost guaranteed that because of that fact and the 2 gigabytes of RAM, the profit margins for this device aren't very high. And the interface is very similar to that of a Fire tablet. And now moving on, but definitely very much related, images of what are allegedly the upcoming Android TV were leaked. Google's definitely tried this before with their Google TV, and I actually owned one of the first of them being manufactured by Sony. They also recently tried to dominate this market and did an effective job of doing so at the lower end range of things with their Chromecast, which can be picked up for less than half of the price of something like an Apple TV or the new Amazon Fire TV. And moving on, I just wanted to mention that tonight, or depending on when you watch this video, Sunday, April 6th, Game of Thrones Season 4 is scheduled to air. It's currently one of my favorite TV shows, and without revealing any spoilers, I just wanted to leave it at that and say that if you have yet to watch it, definitely start from the beginning with Season 1. Now next and finally, ESO or Elder Scrolls Online was released for both PC and Mac on April 4th, which is scheduled to be available on both the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 in June. And as far as reviews are concerned on IGN, users have given the game a cumulative score of 8.2, which apparently equates to being great on that scale. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Elder Scrolls series, one of the more recent games was Skyrim. So if you played that, chances are good you'll likely enjoy Elder Scrolls Online. Alright, and that's pretty much it for this video. I also just wanted to say that if you're interested in earning paid iOS apps for free while simultaneously supporting developers, just be sure to download Free App Life if you have yet to do so by visiting freeapplife.com or bit.ly/getfreeapplife inside of Safari. Once you've downloaded it, simply install sponsored apps for points. And if you have yet to sign up and download Free App Life, just be sure to do so soon, as we're currently working on a massive update for the service, and we'll also hold a new console giveaway in the very near future. So again, just be sure to download Free App Life. And also on the topic of jailbreaking, I just wanted to mention again, for those of you who are unaware, that you can currently jailbreak the iPhone 4 on iOS 7.1. However, no other devices are supported. Additional details on that can be found in the video that I have linked to below. And if you liked this video and you want a chance to enter to win not only a $100 Amazon gift card, but also a Samsung Galaxy S5, be sure to rate it up and leave a relevant comment down below in the comment section. Once your comments have been posted, you'll be automatically entered to win, and this is the only video in which you will be entered into both a $100 Amazon gift card giveaway and the Galaxy S5 giveaway. And if you don't know what to leave in the comment section, try answering the question of the day. And for this video, I think I'm going to make it, what features do you hope Apple includes on the iPhone 6? Again, just be sure to let me know in the comments or on Jailbreak Tech Info. And if you want to be updated more often, such as when I release new videos and cover jailbreak topics, just be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.